hello to you. I catch you at a bad
Oh,
time, Mark?
no, not at all.
Wow. Some pretty good speeches out there.
Oh, really? Huh.
I was watching
Hey.
Simon Parks, a guy from England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He has quite a bit of intel.
he
He's
does.
someone serious to consider.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mm.
I'm just in the middle of listening to Lynn Woods, Trump's attorney.
Uh-huh.
He's good.
Powerful person.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, and
good.
all this. Yeah. Well, they're really, ratcheting up the rhetoric about, what's coming down. So that's part of getting, warming up the audience, getting them prepared, for the next act. That's how I see all this. It's a slow, Dave says drip drip, and it's rolling out, introducing. Yeah, everything's kind of coming together.
Yeah, Scott McKay is really good too on the tipping point. He's outstanding.
Hmm.
And same with
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy Monkey Works is good. He's got good intel
Uh-huh.
on military assets and where they are.
Well, that's right. He knows where all the planes are going and
Yep,
Gitmo and
all the
yeah.
troops. Yeah, and what do you how do you size up what Trump says that this will be the greatest Christmas we've ever had?
Well, it's because he's going to do the restored republic,
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm thinking.
and maybe he'll talk about the gold standard then. But I have a hard time reckoning the gold standard, and then the public might not go until the 4th of January. How does that work?
I
But
don't know.
it's going to be something, well, let me back up a little bit and reiterate what Cottrell said, and I believe that they need the money in the republic to really make it a real republic, and that should happen when they put the codes in, Christmas, and that releases the Saint Germain Trust. So put all that together, based on what you believe and all that, and everything else that you've heard, take it from there. That's what it looks like to me. And I think Charlie Ward was saying by the 22nd that they would have restored republic. He was saying that some weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's right. Well, this guy from England, Simon, he had a real short message stating from his intel that we were at a critical stage, something was going to be happening any minute, and that to be watching for his message. He's said that he would be given a 30-minute advance notice, and he would be letting
well,
us
the other
know.
thing is I think Congress is finished now,
Yeah, they are.
so there could be arrests in that arena.
Oh, yes. And they could be happening right
Other
now.
people in the government.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. One fell swoop, so to speak, for some of the big heads. And did Trump tell his people and his administration to get out of D.C.?
Oh, that was on Friday.
Why do you think he said that?
Safety.
Right. A lot of stuff coming down in D.C.
It was essential, non-essential personnel. In other words, if you're done, there's some that are staying back that need to be, but non-essential, get out.
Well, that makes it more realistic to me. You just can't tell everyone to go
No.
and suddenly, who's running the presidency,
Yep, yep.
Uh,
And then as we get closer to whatever's happening, then that's everybody goes. At the same time, all the arrests take place. We go in. they announced the new republic on the 25th midnight. Trump is no longer president. Mike
Yeah.
takes over as interim president. 120 days later, new election.
Well, maybe 120 days starting on the 2nd of November. I think someone was saying that it really did start it. You know, I mean, legally, I suppose, but maybe not actually without the money. So I don't know how to count from there. We'll see. This morning I opened up Restored Republic via GCR, and my God, the notes.
Oh, my.
It's just so much. I couldn't even... I said, I got to take a break, and I actually didn't go back and finish it, but there was a lot by transcript from 107. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Talking about 1968 and an attempt at starting World War III with the Russians and blaming it on the Chinese or whatever, bombing Honolulu with a submarine.
Yeah.
It was all, you know, among many other things. I don't want to just fixate on that, but that was interesting. You know, it certainly has a great historical depth. So.
They made a big deal that the budget's been passed in Iraq today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people believe that they're taking the value down, just like they did in Kuwait.
Yeah.
And Judy's, I don't know where she gets her information. Maybe she picked it up from Bruce. He's the only one I know who said this, but, you know, expecting the dinar to come out at $15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
remember how many times I've told you these numbers that I had from a dream?
Yeah.
And I never had, you know, calendar dates before, ever, that I can recall anyway. 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Not the 21st, not the 25th. Well, it fits in more than ever with December because those dates are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and of course the 25th is also Christmas.
Yeah.
Fitting in with the Saint Germain line of thinking, I find, you know, but the problem with that, you know, me saying it sounds like I'm a loon because I can't tell you what month or what year or any more than that, other than just kind of guesses along the way. But I just want to say this sounds like really a very good fit as far as rationalizing that. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just read the Fleming's latest report. Redemption Center staff are going to be in tomorrow and expecting us to start. That was it. Very short.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's about time. Sounds like all the events surrounding it make it easy to, you know, guesstimate. And, you know, coming right from Trump and some of the people that are close to him, you know, or at least in spirit, like General McHenry and Lynn Wood and others. Supposedly, high-level people were arrested over the weekend. You know, Judy Byington and Restored Republic were saying kind of the likes of Clinton, Hillary, Uma Abin, is that her name?
Yes.
And Podesta, those types of names. That's specifically saying they were, but and that goes along. Well, think about it. The Chinese elders were in town, and they left a couple days ago. Was it Friday?
Yeah.
And they were the ones, according to I forget who, were saying that they wanted perp walks of some of the elite. They wanted that out there. So that seems to line up, or pretty close. The other thing that's rather interesting about Barr, I was reading it from Judy, is that he was dirty. He was worked under Daddy Bush and was involved supposedly in drug running. And his father wrote a book about pedophilia.
I saw that.
I guess, yeah, wow. What it looks like is that some time ago he probably approached, Q or Trump or whoever and said, look, he could probably see where things are going, and he wanted to be on the right side of things. Maybe he'd been blackmailed, but he'd also taken money from Dominion.
Yeah.
That's another thing that showed up.
Yeah.
And, so he leaves, and he didn't do any investigation on Hunter and Joe and all that. Well, I'm thinking they really didn't want him to do that. They wanted everything to, pull the pin on the grenade and let it explode all at once instead of little splashes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thinking is that he's going to be moving to the restored republic in some capacity and do a new role. So it's rather interesting thoughts, and intel. Very provocative. But I thought, well, why isn't DOJ doing anything? Probably because it is corrupt on the inside and would be very difficult. And if they did go that way, then it would be a long, drawn-out thing with these people, and they really want to send them to the tribunals. Much more effective, and things are done more expeditiously.
Something else that was very interesting, it's driving the media absolutely crazy, is what happened Friday afternoon when Powell and Wood, the attorneys, met with Trump, and they were in a meeting for about 4 hours. They wondered, what in the world is that about? And now they're blaming that Trump is starting a coup. Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Well, that's all they have left.
And here they're the ones that's creating a coup.
Exactly. They're in the sting. Yeah, well, that's what they usually do, It's the thief who yells, "Stop, thief." Take away the attention from him onto, the people that are after him. They've been doing this for a long time.
Oh, my.
I've noticed. Yeah.
Well, everything they're accusing Trump of doing, they're doing 10 times worse. And the thing of it is, it's proven.
Yeah.
There's evidence.
They've had the goods on him, 6 ways a Sunday, I think, and that's why they had that meeting to make sure they had everything lined up with all those people that, have an iron in the fire.
Mm.
That's my guess.
Yes.
And sharing, you didn't know this here, this is connected to so-and-so. Yeah.
No, how many times have we thought this is the time? 4th of July, this was the time. 4th of July last year, 4th of July this year. I'm telling you, we are busting at the seams. This thing has got to happen. Just the fact that he says this is going to be the greatest Christmas you've ever had. How could you be any greater than being debt-free?
That's right. That's right. I think on that long laundry list of things that Judy did this morning was, the TDA accounts are about $1 million owed to just about every American.
Yeah.
Going along with debt forgiveness. That was mentioned just kind of in passing. There's just so much.
You think that everybody's going to get $1 million?
I think they're going to pay them out money over, and it might be that they use that money to pay them, what we call stimulus money. Just keep rolling. It won't be dependent upon an act of Congress. The other thing was the savings bonds were mentioned about.
Oh, yes.
Turning those in.
Oh, yes.
And
there was a deadline.
That goes along with winding up a lot of old business.
They said that it has to be done before the Federal Reserve is closed.
Ah, okay.
And I don't remember seeing a date, but there's a period of time that because they're defunct, they're no longer.
Yeah, I imagine they might keep them together in some capacities. And they did function. They do a lot of important functions, is what I'm told. Apart from the negative parts that we think about usually. But it could be. I'm just kind of guessing out loud. For what it's worth, maybe every year to turn in those bonds, because a lot of people will have to track down, who had bonds in their family, and the government will work to see if there's a line of succession and whatnot, or something like that. If I have that correct.
Yeah.
But, they're going to have a program. So that's not going to happen, in a week or 2 weeks. It's going to take months, to say the least. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming up all the time, as we roll along. Amazing.
Well, it's amazing where they haven't officially arrested any of the Bidens or anyone else, and I think there's a reason for that, because it's got to be done all at the same time. I mean, they've got to keep the lid on it until a specific time, and then bang, all at once.
It goes along with why Barr didn't go after Biden and so on. It's about letting the military go in and do what it needs to do.
Exactly.
Because we don't have a real rule of law. We don't have it. I think there was a Michigan judge who said, we don't have a judiciary, that's worth very much. A retired judge, I guess. Well, just one judge, but, it's probably true. Somebody who's been corrupted for so long.
Yep.
And, so you got to go to the military. There's the Insurrection Act, partial military law. It might be in the swing state, so they can go and get the election materials that they still might need.
Mm-hmm.
That could be part of what that meeting was about. What can the administration or the military do to help you people who are trying to litigate this, make it, as strong a case as possible? Or where do we need to go? And, so that kind of thing could be happening. Yeah, pretty interesting. So, so it'd be pretty hard. And I also believe that January 1st makes a lot of sense as the date where they're going to announce it to the world. Everyone starts off at the same time, and it starts at a day that they can all get around, the new year, and a time to commemorate and so on. So Trump and his Christmas thing doesn't leave much time after Christmas to get on to the next thing.
No.
And he's got more than just the Restore Republic. He's got the election fraud and how that's all handled.
Yeah, but guess what? It's all a mute issue after we go Republican on the 25th. There is no vote. There is no. He's not even president.
Oh yeah, that election is null.
It's null. Yeah, it's all
taken
taken care of.
You also have to explain to the people what happened.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
it's done. It's over.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just like Holly told me. She says, I believe right close or around before or just after the first of the year, we're looking at a whole new different country. You will not believe what it looks like, period.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. Well, the return to common law.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of the corporate statutory law. That's going to make, cause a lot of lawyers to wonder what they're all about anymore.
And guess what? All the attorneys have to be retrained. They have to be reschooled.
That's right. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see what else. Well, yeah. So January 1st, is the Christmas. This has to do with Saint Germain being released,
Yes,
I believe.
that's right.
Uh,
Because that's
and
either Christmas or Easter.
well, it closes on Christmas Day, and it can reopen on Easter.
Yeah.
So it's between Easter and Christmas. Christmas is the deadline. That's the way I understand it, the way it was presented to me.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason for that. And Trump is really taking the lead in the world. It isn't like, everyone started at once. Oh, Donald Trump, okay. He's announcing it. Now the rest of the world and everyone jumps on the bandwagon, finds out that all the debt goes away, and everyone's pretty happy. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's all that comes to mind right now. Oh, well, on the 24th, the Durham boats that George Washington used to cross the Delaware River.
That's right. That's right.
Now, Durham is a guy who's probably doing the prosecution of Biden and others, so he's really the special prosecutor that,
Yeah.
Barr said no, he doesn't need a special prosecutor. He already has something like it, maybe just a different name. And that's what I think that's about, too. That was from Q, about the Durham boats.
Yeah.
But Washington crossed the Delaware in a Durham boat on the 24th of December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're into the symbolic thing and all that.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think there's a lot of people working around the clock to meet all kinds of deadlines.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I mean, it's a huge change, just in terms of paperwork and legalities, and just switching over from one system to the other. A lot of coordination. So.
Well, somehow I believe that a lot of this has been done a long time ago. It's just the finishing touches, the little fine-tuning, the adjustments taking place.
Yes, I believe that. People caught on to the idea that this is really military precision. You can pick up on it from Q from 2 years ago, and the more you go forward, the more clear it becomes. And there are options, like Dave was saying the other day, with Trump, you can go with the Insurrection Act or the 14th Amendment, I guess.
Yes.
Don't ask me what they're about. I forget. I'm not, up to speed on that. But, he can go A or B depending upon what's given to him.
Yes.
He's giving options to people.
Yes.
And, if they don't pick up on it, then, something else forces his hand to go the other way, say, or gives them another option.
Well, there's a lot of exciting things going on. We just need to hang on tight. Like I told a friend today, get out your popcorn and a real comfortable chair because you're going to be sitting there a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I must go, my friend.
Okay.
We'll hang on tight, get a good rest because you'll need it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.